Awesome.
Hi, good morning, everyone. We are here talking. Michael Berger, good morning to you.
Morning, Mr. Novak. How are we?
Good. What jumper do you have on there?
Fordham.
What a plug. What
What a plug. Oh, black on black. They do our media, videos, everything. So good guys, Chad and the team.
They're great guys. COVID-19, the biggest restrictions lifted of restrictions today. And we're just going to run through some of the laws that we've got, spitting, coughing, some of the new and do it. And
intentional spitting, finable. Wow.
Finable, and there's a lot of stuff in it. So we're just going to blast through it very quickly. Here we go. I'm going to bring up the list. Michael, how's Melbourne while I'm bringing up the list?
Cold, rainy, really pouring down. Typical Melbourne. But I'm sure it'll be like beautiful summer in like 30 minutes. It's 4 seasons within a day, so it's very interesting. It's crazy to think we're only 9 hours from Sydney, and it's totally different. So it's good though.
Did you plane or drive?
We drove, so we actually got a van. We got a van, same as your old one, so you can actually tell the difference because we drove the new one up and that down. So the one less seat makes it a lot more comfortable. I'll tell you that. So.
That's funny. All right, here we go. Hairdressers, barbers. Here is the list, guys. Here is the list.
So there's some really, look at the list. Like coffee, there's some real blanket, just idiot ones, but you've just got to have them in there, like intentional spitting and coughing. Like you would think that just doesn't need to be spoken. But you chuck it in there and the rest are pretty practical. And it's just exciting to see people get back because you've made a post earlier, Mark, about just the curve and how steep it has gone down and how little we've had over the past month. So agree or not agree, the data does show there's been a huge decline. So agree or disagree, but let's focus on moving forward and getting businesses back up and running.
And look, it doesn't mean we're silly about it. Hey, we still got to be super practical about the whole thing. But it is a great looking. When you look at that curve, it is a sexy looking curve. It is long. It is good news. Everyone should be really proud. It's been a lot of hard work for people individually, but everyone should be very proud of it. So
what can we do as of today? Is it as of today? It is.
As of today, you cannot intentionally spit or cough. So
I don't think you could do that yesterday either, but anyway, that's a good one.
So this goes out to kids as well. All I remember as a kid is when you put on a cough and that you're unwell. That's not allowed.
Better watch the NRL. I saw a lot of spitting on that.
That's anyway. It. So another worker while at work or traveling to and from work, which is reasonably or likely to cause fear about the spread of COVID-19, not allowed.
Public fair enough.
Not allowed. Let's have a look. Let's start from the top. Okay, move quick. Ready? Everyone, today, these are the restrictions that are being lifted. What is allowed as of today? You can travel to regional New South Wales for a holiday. You can visit museums, galleries, libraries, public clubs, cafes, and restaurants up to 50.
That's big. So that's hospitality. That's probably the life and soul of many economies and people's areas. So that's good. That's big.
So you got a thought about that, Michael? Some businesses still won't be able to survive even with those rules.
Yeah, so there's a big one where obviously some restaurants, they've got capacity of 200 people, and sometimes just the sheer size of them, they need to have X amount of patrons and tables with people there to just make it feasible to go past the break-even point to make money. And also keep in mind the rent relief is still in place. So your rent relief is based on your turnover down. So 100% down is zero rent paid. If you bring back 10% turnover, then you've got to pay 10% rent, but 10% turnover will not equal 10% profit to pay for rent. So you don't want to earn 1,000 and have to pay 3,000 in rent and be net minus staff. So I think some people will just stay closed.
Beauty and nail salon operators can begin treatments. Lisa,
Yeah,
Novak, very, very happy.
yeah,
Late.
that's good as well, because you got to keep in mind, I think even though a lot of the restrictions were put in quite quickly, you were allowed barbers and hairdressers, but beauty is pretty much one-on-one the same. But I think their theory was they needed to at least have something good happening that you could do to get out of the home, but they didn't want too many things. So I reckon that industry, some people felt pretty hard done by that they couldn't operate because they were a one-on-one business most of the time. Next.
Bring back the wedding. The wedding
Yep.
can come back. Up to 20 people can attend a wedding. 50 people at funerals. 50 people at churches or places of worship.
Cool.
So that's you know what, probably I know you and I don't go to church much, but getting 50 people going to a church is very, very important for a lot of people. So to get those people in every Sunday or Friday or whenever they go, that's good. That's good for some cats out there. Funerals, 50 people at a funeral, what a terrible thing not being able to attend. So that's great. That's back.
Yeah, I think we're in that in Melbourne, to be honest. I'm not sure. As you know, I got a funeral tomorrow, and the restrictions are a couple of weeks behind here. So New South Wales hit 10, you know how the cafe rules was 10 people last week? Melbourne's hitting that this week. So Melbourne's a couple of weeks behind. I'm not sure the funeral one. We'll find out.
I don't know, but it's so level, that curve. I don't know why they aren't being a bit more friendly on it. But bear in mind, with these bars, clubs and breweries and casinos, you can't exceed 50 customers. A casino is going to have a lot more than 50 customers. So I think Star City is not going to be open yet. That's
a pure example where just turning Star City on for 50 people, it's probably just not worth it.
Can't do it. Now, there's guys that have 50 customers. Each customer needs 4 meters squared around them. And that's sort of 1 meter that way, and that way, or 1.5. So per existing separate seated food areas and drink areas. So there you go on that number. Beauty.
But that will be if you're within the one household. So then you're probably going to find a lot of people fibbing, aren't you? They go, can you please separate 1 meter? And then people just say, I'm from the same household. We live together. Yep.
Salons, they have to register everyone, by the way. So you got to register name, number, and address of people that are coming into your salon. Cafes and restaurants, there's your 50 there as well.
Do you have to register for cafes and do you have to register for cafes and restaurants? No.
Not to my knowledge. Operators must have a COVID safety plan and keep a record of all people entering the premises.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. So there's a tricky one, guys. If you've been wondering, anyone entering the premises must provide their name and contact details, including telephone number and email address if you're going to a cafe. You're very quiet over there, Michael.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I think it's there to be there, but reality of it being enforced, I don't see it.
Unbelievable.
It's got to be there.
And camping grounds, guys, if you're looking to take a break around New South Wales, 1, you can go around New South Wales. 2, you can go to a caravan park and camping ground. They may open. There's no limit to the number of customers in a park or grounds. However, premises must have a COVID-19 safety plan. So isn't that interesting? Because a caravan park or camping ground, they've got a bit of a ticket to hold larger, really.
So that's awesome. Beaches will be open, parks, I assume then, as long as everyone just does the basic 1.5. I think that would be a mandate across everything, the social distancing.
Well, if you could even, if you wanted to get a bunch of people together, you could go to a caravan park or camping ground.
Yeah. Okay.
That's interesting.
What's
next? Community centres open. I don't really use community centres. Cultural building, libraries, galleries, and museums open. Must not exceed 1 person per 4 square metres.
Yep.
So that 4 square metre rule is massive. Entertainment and amusement centres, aquariums, zoos, reptile parks, any indoor cinema on the premises must remain closed. So indoor cinemas are closed. Capacity must not exceed 1 per 4 square meters. So that's interesting that aquariums, zoos and reptile parks have a bit of an open slather as long as they've got the 4 square meters.
Yeah, and because I suppose they're larger compared to cinemas, they're larger areas, there's open space. A cinema, that would almost be no one within 1 or 2 seats around you. So, yeah.
Betting
Hard
agents,
to police.
10 customers or 1 per square meters. They're not helping. Drive-in cinemas may open with no capacity limitation. Let's go to the drive-in, everyone.
Yep. I don't know where one is.
I reckon there's one out west. There's one out west.
Netflix it is.
Okay. Funerals and memorial services. Up to 50 people may attend a funeral or memorial service.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Memorial's more of a public sort of scenery, outdoors, but it could be indoors. And I just suppose it's got the one. So if that's 1 square, so normally it was 1.5, so it has been reduced. So the census that you're seeing everywhere is 4 square meters, correct? So it's 1 meter.
Yep.
So that's come down.
1.5, sort of, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sort of 4 square meters. 2 meters that way and 2 meters that way around you.
Okay.
It's a 2 meter square almost, isn't it? Okay. People attending the service will be required their names and numbers. So that seems to be a big thing. Names, numbers everywhere you go.
Yeah, for contact tracing, fair enough.
Okay, healthcare, chemist, dental, doctor, hospital, physiotherapist, remedial and therapeutic massage providers, other healthcare. Now, honestly, that remedial and therapeutic massage is a lot of people that survive on those businesses and thrive on them. It's good. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hotels and accommodation services are able to be offered without restriction. Hotels are back. I went through a walk through a hotel yesterday. In the city, super quiet.
Yeah, we really need to get domestic travel happening to just stimulate hotels. Otherwise, they're going to have a very tough 12 months. So when you look at Queensland, their borders are still closed. That's going to struggle for them. But I imagine people will travel down to New South Wales. So it's more, when you look at the curve you put out there, it's pretty crazy to see their border still closed. And you have New South Wales and Melbourne traveling freely. So
yeah,
hopefully we can help each other.
Interesting, because that curve, you're right, that curve is so low.
Yep.
All right, markets closed except food markets.
Okay.
National parks open.
So markets like Manly, the Corso, that would be closed, but then your Narrabeen Fruit Market or up at Forest Way. Okay.
Okay, massage and tattoo parlors cannot provide services.
But didn't they just say they're open?
Okay, so let's go back to that one. Remedial and therapeutic massage service providers are open.
So just for the difference, a lot of remedial, you can use your health card there. So just pointing a real difference.
I don't think we want to define this any further. I think we made just leave it there.
Yeah.
But tattoo parlors cannot provide services. Strip clubs and sex services premises are closed.
Damn it.
And right next to that, real estate auctions. We are open for business, practicing rules. We do take names and numbers of everyone anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Auction houses, 4 square meters. So you can go to an auction house for property. You can have 100 people indoors.
With the 4 square meters.
That's interesting. Or 500 people outdoors.
Okay. Yep.
Why can't you have an auction at your wedding?
Smart.
Retail stores can be open, 4 square meter rule.
Yep.
Sports, recreation, gatherings are up to 10 people for sport. So sport and recreation allowed, public gatherings of up to 10 people, use of outdoor equipment in public places, recreation activity, fishing and hunting, outdoor sports things. Yep, great. Okay. You know what? I haven't seen if we've got any questions from our friend.
Yeah.
Let me just check.
Well, I think while you're looking at that, the big thing is it's not for us to pick holes through it. it's a good step in the right direction. An interesting thing will be how long each stage is, just
Yeah.
like we do with real estate market when we say an off-market pre-portal campaign to when we go realestate.com. It could be a day, it could be a month. You don't know how long. Same with these plans. It's a step in the right direction. There's a lot of other countries, Mark, who have similar results to us, and they're close to August. I know just an outrageous one, LA, they're saying lockdown to August, and their results have been quite good. And I think step in the right direction. Can't be too critical. It's good to see, and we'll see how long each stage is.
Definitely. And motoring through activities not allowed, indoor sports events at local sporting. Closed and restricted. Here we go. Indoor recreation activities, squash courts, gyms, table tennis, health studios.
Still gyms.
Ice rinks.
Yep. So anything indoors, they're really against. That's the gist.
Gonskis. Indoor public swimming pools, public outdoor, major recreation services such as stadiums, theme parks, showgrounds, race courses, no go. There are no limitations to travelling within New South Wales. You may travel to regional New South Wales for Australia. Up to 10 people can get out there. And visiting families and friends allowed up to 5 visitors in any house at one time. No daily limit as long as there's no more than 5 visitors. If you are over 70 with pre-existing medical conditions, you should number your visitors. An overnight stay as part of your visit is allowed. Sometimes you will need to attend. Sometimes people who need to attend your home will not be counted as visitors. So there are exceptions to that rule of who's
probably
counted.
like trades and things like that.
Got it. Okay, compromised immune system, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, people 50 years and older with more chronic medical conditions. Okay, volunteering. There are no restrictions on volunteering for a charity, food bank, or homeless shelters. Mm-hmm. Weddings. In addition to the couple, the people conducting or assisting to conduct the wedding, photographer, videographer, and up to 20 guests, including adults and children, may attend the wedding.
Yeah, you'd just have the wedding outdoors and you have 500, wouldn't you? Anyway, it's all good. It's a good start.
Employees must allow employees to work from home with reasonable practical, if it's reasonable practical to do so.
Yep, I know Melbourne. I was telling you off air. In Melbourne, what is it? Premier is encouraging employees to dob in their employer if they are wanting them to come into work. So I think it's really good to see New South Wales being quite progressive, where normally New South Wales is the nanny state. So it's good to see them ahead of Melbourne in this act.
And you know what? There is risk associated with this. They are having a go. They are having a hack. They could be wrong. Yep. They could be pinned up for it. So it is a bit still to be also first move. You know, it's risky.
Yes.
So well done to Sydney. Everyone still, let's please practice and be careful about it for sure. Like let's not abuse the situation.
Well, that's the thing. How the success or failure of it is up to each individual, and if they abuse it, like that's the reality of it.
Big time. So that's a take, bud. I hope we helped everyone today.
Awesome. And anyone can cite that website. Maybe pop it in the comments, Mark. It was a newsouthwales.gov website, so it's all from there.
It's all there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll actually put in that link, those rules in here, so everyone's got that.
Awesome. Perfect. Talk soon.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.